competitive Brawl Stars is kind of a joke, and I feel like it's failing in a lot of different ways. But we have a lot of different things to go through in today's video. But we're going to start it with one specific thing that happens probably the absolute most. And I'm sure that all of you have dealt with this before, but it is a player instantly throwing in Power League. No signs of it happening in the draft. Literally nothing happens. Like, they don't pre-select. You don't ban their brawler. Nothing like that. But let's go into round one and let me show you exactly what this player does, because it's amazing gameplay. Honestly, it is some of the best gameplay I've ever seen. So we start. Shoots, gadgets, pins, shoots some more, stops, spins, sprays with the X, and then they go up and walk directly into the enemy team for the entire match for round one and round two. And what's kind of funny is, like, at the start we were actually doing pretty good. We're up, but then we start losing, obviously, because we only have 2 players, and then this guy is just walking it up. What is the reason? We may never know. Is it because I'm a YouTuber? Who knows? But the problem here is that this player is most likely not going to get banned. Even if they do this multiple times, their maximum sentence will be like a day at most, or nothing at all. Even if they do it over and over again, I feel like there will not be a permanent ban. Like, I feel like if you check this guy's account in a couple weeks, he'll still be playing the game a lot, and he'll probably still be doing this, you know? It's kind of weird to me how Brawl Stars is one of the only games out there that just allows this. I mean, most games, especially competitive games, they do not allow stuff like this. Like, if you're caught throwing like this, you're gonna be permanently banned. You're not gonna be allowed to, especially play a competitive mode like Power League. It just wouldn't happen. But in Brawl Stars, this happens all the time. I don't even know any other games where you can, like, play multiple times in a day and have half of those games be played with somebody who's throwing on purpose from the beginning of the match. And then I'll show you round two as well. They're just throwing the entire time. Literally nothing happened with the draft. It was perfectly fine. They even suggested brawlers to other people. Like, the draft went so well. It was actually a pretty good draft, and I actually think that we kind of destroyed their team in a few ways. But, like, yeah, he's still doing it the entire game, and he's probably not going to get banned. I'm just going to keep track of the account, see if they're still playing after a couple days, couple weeks, month, who knows. They probably will be, and that's one of the biggest problems with competitive Brawl Stars. I consider Power League and, like, top trophies to be competitive in one aspect, and then there's, like, Pro League. I'm not saying that Pro League is flawed, even though maybe it is, but if it is, then I don't know how or why. But oh, let me turn the music down a little bit. Yeah, there's a couple other ways that this version of competitive Brawl Stars is flawed, and these reasons are even worse, but they might not happen as much. But so if you're a player who, let's say you're pushing your first rank 35, or you just have a target on your back for some reason, then players can snipe you very, very easily. And it's not just like they're just gonna assume when you're going into a game, or like somebody they know plays with you and then they know that you're queuing and then they counterpick your brawler and then go and snipe you. No, there are giant communities of Brawl Stars players who created an AI that basically tracks a person's player ID, and when you queue into a game, it displays your entire team comp, your brawlers, everything like that, your name, so then, you know, they know who they're targeting, and exactly when you queued. So then what they can do, since queue times usually take a little bit longer the higher you push up, is they can just counterpick you, which will make it impossible for you to win unless somehow they mess up. But that's really the only way that they could lose, is if they mess up, because counterpicks in this game are kind of polarizing. But that's how it is for the majority. Like, the higher you get, the majority of the gameplay is literally just getting sniped. And that's why I think competitive Brawl Stars, when it comes to Power League in the top or trophy pushing, is kind of a joke, because the main point of the game shouldn't be who snipes better. The main point of the game should be who's playing better, right? That's just what it should come down to, but that's not what it comes down to in Brawl Stars half the time. And I think that's kind of boring. So that's why I don't think I'm ever gonna, like, actually attempt to push in this game, because it's just not fun. It's not a fun game to push in my opinion. Like, I'll watch the Pro Leagues, that's all cool. I'll watch actual competitive Brawl Stars, but playing it in this aspect, like, playing Pro League is probably completely different, but playing, well, yeah, okay, playing Pro League is completely different because it's set up by the Brawl Stars team. but nothing has been done about sniping in general in this game, and I feel like a lot of people promote it, but it's so toxic, and it's something that just shouldn't exist in any game. Most other competitive games, if not all of them, ban players for sniping. Like, there was this big fiasco with Fortnite, and I know that was a really long time ago, but players got banned for sniping streamers, and I'm sure in like most other games, players will just get banned for sniping, but I've seriously tried, but nothing's gonna be done about sniping, and so because of that, I feel like competitive Brawl Stars just will never reach what it could be, and I feel like it's kind of a joke. Like, I don't think it's that good just because sniping is basically allowed, and in some sense win trading is also allowed, but I think that's one thing that they do kind of crack down on. But yeah, I mean, it's stuff that happens every single day. There are communities of players who literally eat, sleep, drink, and snipe. So it's a little bit sad, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, that is the state of competitive Brawl Stars. I don't exactly know when this started. I do know that win trading was a huge thing back in the day, but now it's turned into sniping and probably also still win trading. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Win trading is probably still an issue. But yeah, bro, sniping is the biggest issue in Brawl Stars, and it's not even close. Like, it happens so often, and I'm sure that this right here was a snipe. And if it was, I'm sure nothing's gonna happen, because I have not heard of a single player getting banned for sniping. You would have seen it somewhere, right? I mean, maybe it happened, maybe I'm just missing something, but I don't believe that players get banned for sniping, and I don't even think that players get banned for sniping going into the game and then spinning and just throwing from the very beginning. Like, I don't think anything's gonna happen to this player, so technically I feel like anybody could just go and do it. Nothing will happen. I don't even know if the report button works, honestly. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy about this, but this has been a problem for a really, really, really long time. And I feel like somebody needs to talk about it. Nobody's talked about it. And I mean, I'm talking about it on my second channel, so I'm not trying to make it like this big thing just because I don't want to like spread that much of a negative light on the game, because it is one of my favorite games to play, and obviously it's the game that I upload. But hopefully something can be done about sniping at some point. I mean, I know I'm like rambling, but bro, like, I don't want to play this game when people are just going around sniping. I don't want to get higher in ranks, whether it's my brawlers trophies or my rank in Power League, because the higher you get, the easier it is for people to snipe, and the higher you get, the more elo people are going to want to get from you, so then they're going to snipe you even more until it becomes like every single match people are sniping you. And I know a few streamers who literally were streaming and got sniped for hours on end. For hours, and I'm sure nothing is going to happen to any of those players. So how are people supposed to play this game and especially broadcast it at a competitive level? A competitive level, because again, I'm separating this and Pro League. But at a high Power League, high trophy level, how are people supposed to stream it if they're just getting sniped 24/7 and they can't even play the game? I feel like that's a really, really, really bad look, and I feel like they actually need to crack down on this, because until they do, I'm not going to push Power League, I'm not going to push trophies, because it's not worth it. So I might replace the Power League series with something else. Maybe not because of this, but just because I kind of want to do something else with this channel. Maybe more of a commentary thing. I don't really know yet, but I just wanted to talk about this for today's video. So if you enjoyed, drop a like. If you agree, why are my thumbs like that? There we go. If you agree, then leave a comment. If you have ever been sniped, or just you've had somebody join your game and throw, especially in Power League or high trophies, then just let me know. I feel like it's kind of weird. But yeah, see you later. Goodbye.